What is up, everybody? Thank you for coming to check out this episode of Show Your Work. If you don't know what Show Your Work is, I have a quick little video that I shared before about just showing your work, being transparent, all that good jazz. This is the first episode of Show Your Work. In this episode, actually, it's going to be a quick one. I wanted to, actually, before even doing this, I thought, well, what can I share? And then it hit me. I was like, oh, you know what? I'm going to mix this record. And the artist recorded himself. I didn't track this one. And he sent me a session. And I thought, you know, it would be dope if I actually show how I set my sessions up. In the spirit of 82 Infinity Media being all about the independent artist, all about the small business. A lot of times nowadays, artists are recording themselves. And having good Pro Tools habits or good DAW habits, in this case, I'll be showing Pro Tools, but having good DAW habits is important as ever. It will save you a lot of headache, time. Nothing will ever negate experience, right? Somebody told me experience is what you get when you don't get what you want. So nothing negates the experience, but if I can help along the way and show you guys some quick little things to get you going quickly with what I use, I'm more than happy to do so. So let's check it out. All right, cool. Let's get into it. So this is really just something really quick to share with you guys how I get my sessions set up when I'm going to mix a record. In this case, the individual, the artist, didn't have an engineer do it. He's recording himself, which I love. Rock what you got. Do it your own way. I love it. But he's pretty new. So he's done some things that don't necessarily work for my session, but he got it done. So as you can see, first things first, starting with the top, the instrumental is here. It's a beat that I produced. I'm actually on the hook for the record, so you don't see any other vocals, but I'm not cutting any more vocals for this. This is all about the mix. I'm going to probably end up dropping all the stems in along with my vocal stems and all the instrumental stems later, but for right now, the 2-track will do fine. I tend to put my name on my track in here, the key of the record, and the BPM. That just helps everybody on the other end to not waste time. And, you know, we're not flying things around as far as duplicating and, you know, whatever. So the tempo is not necessarily important here, but just out of force of habit, I like to just do that. And actually, I don't need that locator. So go to the top. I know it's 87 BPM, and we're gonna just kind of just move through this and kind of keep moving. So he looks like he did his double ups or his he called them double ups. I like to call them ad-libs or stacks. And then he did, looks like the lead lines are here. You kind of can see it from the waveforms too. And some oohs and ahs down here. Perfect. So let's see. I'm going to actually rename this stuff. So we're going to go ahead and do, we'll say this will be libs. If you hold down Command and press down, you could actually go through the tracks list to rename things as opposed to having to say okay and go back, double click. So Command, hold Command and press down. For this, we're going to say verse. And then we're going to say oohs. Cool. And just for, again, just being kind of a stickler for things, I like the verse to go first, libs to be on top, libs to be under that, and then they have the oohs there. We don't need this lane here for automation. Looks like he has an extra track. Not sure what that's for. Typically, I would make sure, double check there's no playlist going for it, but I know that it's nothing there already. And it also looks like there's an extra track at the end. Typically, I would go and look for any playlist or what have you, but I know in this case, see, main playlist, the target. I will look and double check to make sure nothing's floating around, but I know nothing's there, so I'm gonna go ahead and delete it. If I can find delete, tight. I'll press Excite Byte to get rid of the track listing. We don't need that for right now for this particular purpose. Perfect. So now, obviously, I want to ditch the red and only have red for my master. So I will go here. I'll go ahead and hold down Shift, select them all, double click the color. In this case, since they're just all vocals, I think this is the blue. No, there it is. Cool. I like having my whole channel be the color. Some people just like to have the little the header and footer of the actual channel be the color, but I'm all for it. I like colors. I'm very visual. Bet. So I'm gonna actually, even though the track has a name and all that kind of good stuff, I'm gonna just name this 2-track
And this is just out of habit. I always say 2-track. And that reminds me to visually be like, hey, I know I got to put the stems in here. And then I always turn this a different color. So let's just choose like, I don't know, orange. That works. Bet. So now, oh, extra track. We don't need him. And again, we can always see playlist wise, main playlist. We can always stitch this. We don't need that. Nice. So we're looking good. So now we're already more tidy as is right now. So obviously I won't have all the verses on the same track. So let's go ahead and do something to this actually. Let's go ahead and make this smaller real quick. So if I hold down Shift and Option at the same time and click, after choosing all the tracks, I can affect everything same time, which is good. I like to move around pretty quickly. I'll make sure to add these shortcuts in. Again, people who are pros or people who use Pro Tools all the time, it's good. They probably know this stuff, but for me, I don't. So, but for me, I do, but I use it all the time, and some people may not. So, weird. It looks like for some reason, part of that region's gone. So we'll just stretch that back out, and we'll stretch that back out. Not quite sure what happened there. It's weird. Maybe he didn't like it. Maybe blank space. Let's see. No, yeah, blank space. All right, cool. No problem. All right, so real quick. So if we hold down, I like to have my master in the middle, and then I tend to move it around a bit. But right now, we're going to, just for this particular purpose, setting things up, I'm going to start here with it in the middle. On a Mac, if you hold down Shift, Command, and press the letter N key, you can then go ahead and make new tracks from here. To make life a lot easier, I'm going to actually do this the short way and the long way. So everything looks good on this. I'm going to actually name this track. So we're going to say, set verse, the whole words. We'll say verse 2. Now, if you hold down Shift, Command, and press down, you can make a new track. So we'll go ahead and say libs 2. Again, Shift, Command, and down. On a PC, you just substitute Control for Command, I believe. I'm not a big PC user, so if I'm wrong on that, let me know in the comments. And then ooze 2. Perfect. Now, in this case, I want to actually do something different. I want to go ahead and add a aux track, and I want to make it stereo. So while holding down Command, if you press left and down, you can adjust those parameters. We're going to name this verse 1, right? Aux. And actually, we'll need to do aux because the green. So I'm doing this because I forgot to add it in the top of this, but I want to move it around. So I'm going to do it again. Again, hold down Command, stereo. So Command right for aux input, Command down for stereo. And this time, I'm going to name this verse 2. Cool. All right. And then we'll keep it moving. So now we'll do verse 3. We'll do libs 3. We'll do ooze 3. Perfect. And then another track. In this case, it's going to be again, stereo aux. We'll name this verse 3. Then we'll do another aux. We'll name this all verses, or in this case, we'll say all verses is fine. All right. And then for all of the effects, we'll just start with 3 for now. I tend to do a delay, a verb, and a saturation one. So in this case, we won't name this one. We'll manually name those. And then we'll press create. Bam. So now everything is laid out pretty nicely. I'm able to maneuver and go through. Same here, go up and down here. So in this case, I'm going to just go ahead and work from here. So we'll do view, edit view. I see he has the inserts and sends one set, so we'll make it the same. So we'll do it inserts A through E, sends A through E. And then we'll also do IO. Perfect. So now I'm going to put verse 1 behind verse 1 because that wasn't done yet. And actually, before I do that, make it a lot easier for myself here. Check this out. So what I want to do is I want to come over and it will let me. Okay, cool. So I want to come here and I'm going to select, misname that. I want to select, okay, that happens sometimes. Put a space behind it, fix the problem. It's a little tidbit. If you ever want to have another name, you can always just put a little space behind it. And it's a different thing because the space counts for a character. And actually we'll do the same thing here. I totally forgot that Pro Tools does this. And usually I have a different name, but just for this learning purpose, I tend to, I want to make it easy. All right, cool. So now if I go here and choose my auxes, we need an input bus, right? Obviously. So I hold down Shift, Option, Command, or Shift, Option, Control, I believe on PC. I can then go ahead and cascade the buses. So in this case, we'll just do 1 through 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. Tight. So now we go up here, drop that. And now we have those are sitting. We'll go ahead and we'll do bus 7, 8 for that. And again, I'll select this one, and this one. Instead of doing command, I'll do Shift, Option, and then I'll choose the track. We'll send it to all verses. So now all of my verse auxes are being sent right to my all verses one, which is perfect. I'll jump here, double click. We'll name this verb delay. Oh, not elay, delay. And then everybody needs a little saturation. All right, tight. Cool. So now I can jump over real quick and again, we'll cascade these. I tend to leave some space in between to have in case something else pops up. Although I'm pretty sure I'll only need a couple buses for my vocals, but we'll just leave 3. And then for kicks, we'll go ahead and we'll solo prevent these guys by holding down command. That lets the wet signal come through. Perfect. So now all I have to do is jump over and separate my tracks. So I'll highlight, I'll press F8 to get the hand. If I hold down Control, it won't move left and right, but it will move up and down. So bam, perfect. And then same thing, F8, hold down Control. And now I have a pretty slick looking session ready for me to begin adding effects, listening to things and all that. Just for continuity and make it easier to see, I'll go ahead and, oh, nope, not doing that. Track height, sorry. We'll make it mini so we can see it all. So yeah, man, just something really quick. I like to have my sessions looking really clean. It just makes life so much easier. Do yourself a favor. Don't have randomness everywhere. Like just take that. And this took 5-6 minutes, maybe. I'm not quite sure what the video length is, but it really makes a difference. And also in the mix view, sometimes I tend to not want to have the Y fader. So I'll jump over here. Actually, I'm not doing comments. And then I think if you do Option Command M, there you go. You can make these skinnier faders. So now you have a bit more things shown on your mix window as opposed to having Y faders. But some people enjoy the Y faders. Again, Option Command M, M like Mike, Y fader. I tend to work with these when I have more tracks, especially when I add all the stems from the music and additional files from elsewhere. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'm gonna get to work.
Man, there you have it. So I hope you guys found some value in that. I know it could be very simple for some, but having those good habits are very important. Thank you for watching, and hopefully we can share some more cool things like this and get a bit more intricate. Possibly even go down the path of, you know, what effects I like to use as far as on reverb, delay, all that kind of cool stuff. If you missed any of the shortcuts, no worries. I will throw the different shortcuts we use in the video in the video description section. As always, kind, good to one another, stay positive,